Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, OG family. For today, I'll be sharing my trade walkthrough, two best trades and one worst trade. So, for US market and crypto. So, clear naman yung voice ko, bro, Matt, na? Clear, okay. Next slide, please. Handle sa Investa, Instagram, Twitter, and Telegram, Togitsu PH. And I'm Mike Sevilla, and full-time job ko, SAP consultant sa IT industry. For over 9 years na, going 10 years. Then financial markets, ito yung trade ko. So I'm trading yung side hustle, crypto, spot and futures. Then actually times 5 lang yung max leverage na gagamit ko. And US equity. Then trading experience around 4 years na. Then I started trading PSE talaga. But currently, ang focus ko, crypto and US equity. Majority crypto talaga, then US equity. Then trading profile, momentum and trend following. And yung context ng momentum dito, it's a daily time frame to, not the intraday momentum or intraday trading. So it's longer time frame momentum trading. Then I'm part of Starfleet. So hello sa mga ka-fleet ko. Yan, sila Denzel, sila Jerome, sila Lorraine, sila Josel, sila Luigi, yan, sila Maxai, Marco Phoenix, sila Johan. Then, next slide, please. Previous, yeah. So, for my, parang yung basic information or yung summary ng system na ginagamit ko, of course, Open Journal. Yung priority ko sa setup, and it's based din sa trading profile ko and sa analytics ko sa sa journal. So, I do my journal monthly or minsan weekly. So, ang priority ko talaga E2 or the breakout trade. And next priority ko is yung E3 or buying on pullback. And least priority ko tong E1. So, based sa analytics ko, madalas ako na-shake out pag E1. So, as much as possible, I try to specialize sa mga breakout trades. And I have certain rules para i-trigger or i-pull yung trigger for the E2 entry. And of course, high emphasis sa price and volume. So I always believe na kahit price and volume lang, kaya mo mag-trade if you know the psychology behind the market. Then, yung other stuff, yung classical technical analysis, wherein we recognize a pattern, whether it's a inverse head and shoulders, cup with handle, or double bottom, triple bottom. So, yun. Then next, yung Elliott wave theory. So, dito ko lang din natutunan actually yung Elliott wave theory sa Open Journal. So, from the basics to advanced. Then, it's for directional bias, but it's not the first priority, which yung setup ay yung first priority natin. Then, of course, yung general markets. So, it's always important din na i-check yung intermarket analysis na tinuturo sa atin dito sa Open Journal. So, ina-apply ko siya, ina-incorporate ko siya. Lalong-lalo na what kind of environment we are in. So, either you are in risk off or risk on. So, yun, sobrang mahalaga yun. And it always good din talaga malaman mo yung temperature. So, the market temperature. The next risk to reward ratio for futures, ito yung sa crypto, 1:2. So at least 1:2 ay yung tina-target kong risk to reward. And for crypto na spot, so one is yung sa spot and US equity. And sa PSE rin before, 1:3. So ayun yung target ko na risk to reward ratio. Then I also incorporate fundamental analysis and narrative. So ako, at least I want to know kung ano yung names na tinatrade ko. Ang part sila ng sector, what are your use cases, tokenomics for crypto, and ano yung project na yun. Then time frame, 4 lang. 1 month, then 1 week, 1 day, and 4 hour. So dun lang, di na ako pumupunta ng intraday lower than 4 hours. So unless with the exception ng mga IEO or initial exchange offering or IDO or initial DEX offering. So yan, medyo intraday yung ginagamit ko. Pero very rarely. Yan. Pero most of the time, 1 month, one month for the major support, major resistance, 1 week for pattern recognition, 1 day and 4 hours for setup. Selection filter, leaders over laggards, lagi. Ayun yung tinuturo sa atin sa Open Journal din. And if you are familiar with CAN-SLIM, the L, dun sa part na yun, sa acronym na yun. So, leaders lagi. Buy market leaders and avoid laggards. So, yung principle din na sinusunod ko. And market cap, so ito yung trading universe na tinatawag. Dito lang ako nagtitrade. So, for US equity or US stock market, 3 billion to 200 billion. So, actually, yung Tesla, nasa 1 trillion, mahigit na siya. So, yun. So, sa ibang investing port na yun. But for trading, specifically, 3 billion, small caps and mid caps lang yung tinitrade ko. Then for crypto, at least 100M. 100M dollars yung market cap. So, yan. So, iwas din ako sa medyo micro cap na crypto. Unless, maganda talaga siya and may narrative siya. So, yan. That's my trading universe in terms of market cap. Next slide, please. Yeah. So, I'll be sharing 2 best trade, then later yung worst trade. So, before yung first trading walkthrough ko, inuna ko yung worst trade, but for this time, best trade yung unahin ko. So, yung winning trade. So, yeah. So, una, DVN or the Devon Energy Corporation. And if you're familiar sa US market, no, ang sector na to or industries, oil and gas production. And yung market cap niya, 28 billion. So, around 28 billion, of course, estimation. And pasok siya sa trading universe ko, which is between 3 billion and 200 billion. So, more on small to mid cap tong name na to. And this time, yung narrative na to, malakas yung oil. So, yung strength, yung sector rotation, yung strength nasa oil. Then, makikita nyo sa pattern ng oil or yung USO, USO, or yung ETF, Exchange Traded Fund for oil, nag-breakout siya from ascending triangle. So, yun. And dito, makikita mo yung names na related sa oil production or minerals, yung Denbury, Antero, and Continental. But, yung isa sa part ng system is to always choose leader, no, over among other names. So pag tinignan mo yung chart nitong DEN, AR, CLR, si DVN yung naka-uptrends or tinatawag natin AOTS by CFT or alignment of the stars wherein EMA 20 above EMA 50 and EMA 50 above EMA 100. So prioritize ko itong DVN kasi siya yung uptrend and siya yung leader. And kung gumagamit kayo ng relative strength line, mataas din yung relative strength line niya. Then, ano rin siya, bigger picture DCS or yung channel line. Yeah, yan. Thank you, bro, Matt. And next slide, please. Pakita ko yung screenshot nung bigger picture na DCS. Yan. So, ganito yung tsura niya. So, 1 month to. So, makikita niyo dito, hindi perfect yung DCS niya, hindi sobrang parallel line. No? Para siyang a trapezoid or something. So, pattern recognition niya is big DCS starting from 2008. So, 2008, yung financial crisis, di ba? Tapos, nag-correction siya. So, may kita, 13 years yung consolidation yan. And sobrang laki niya. Then, may kita nyo pa dito na meron siyang undershoot or throw under na tinatawag from that monthly. Diba? So, yan. And ito, actually, nasa resistance nga siya, kaya close trade na rin to eh. Pero, nasa focus watchlist ko siya since ang laki ng base niya. Malaki tong base niya. And once na, let's see kung mag-consolidate muna siya, near resistance. But yeah, so ayan yung bigger picture. So, one of the things na kino-consider ko is to recognize what pattern yung in-exemplify nung chart. So, for this one, DCS. So, yeah. So, medyo complex na DCS siya since may mga throw under. Yan. Next slide, please. Then, how I bought itong DVN. Yan. So, ang buying entry ko dito, tulad nga na sinabi ko kanina, na E2 yung priority ko. So, E2 entry. Actually, ayan, nandiyan yung arrow na yan. Tapos may intraday consolidation pa yan, lower than ay yung intraday fade na tinuturo nila Bromat. And yung may follow through candle. And sa breakout, since I'm trading breakout most of the time, I want to see a follow through candle. So pag nag-breakout siya, tapos may follow through candle, it signifies strength. And sabi nga ni David Ryan, no, the most efficient way to know kung ang analogy yung ginamit niya yung plane, kung may problema yung plane, upon taking off, magka-crash ka agad yun pag may problema yung engine niya or something doon. So, pag yung breakout, hindi siya tumuloy agad. So, there's something na kailangan mo i-watch out. So, yun. So, E2 entry, and hindi ko lang napakita, pero may volume yan. Then, ayun, important sa akin, sa buying E2 is, una, bullish yung candle. when we say bullish candle, yung daily closing range niya, at least 50% yung body. So makikita nyo dyan, halos 100% yata. So yan. Then, may volume siya, either above average, kung ano man yung ginagamit yung average for volume. Ako, I personally use 30 days. So, para consistent yung settings. Sa iba, 50 days, sa iba, 20 yung default. Pero ako, I personally use 30 days average. So, pag above average siya and or above siya ng prior day volume. So, yun yung category ko or criteria for E2. So, dapat may volume talaga siya kasi nga, pag hindi siya, susceptible siya for fake out pag low volume na breakout candle. Then, selling ko, ito naman, sa bigger picture niya actually, may makakita ng dalawang trend line. So, yung una, yung big DCS. So, yung sa selling ko dyan, naka-automated TP ako dyan. Then, yung the rest, ang concept ko or yung team ko nung time na yan is trim and trail. So, trim for your minimum target or initial target, then trail kung ano yung next na, kung saan mo siya ibenta. When either use low of the previous candle or EMA or so ayun yung mga pwede mong gamiting trail stop. And ito, kung mapansin nyo, hindi siya bagger trade. So 20% average na profit ko dito is 20+%. So why I consider this as one of my best trades because of the context. So to share with you, I came from a losing streak bago tong trade na to. So siguro mga 10 to 12 na losing streak. Pero walang big loss doon. Walang big loss sana. Puro less than 1 VAR, 0.5 percent VAR. So pero losing streak siya. So ito, I took this trade and fortunately, nag-materialize yung bias and I was able to sell dun sa desired TP ko and na-trail ko din siya. So, yun. So, ang logic ko dito or yung concept ko dito is I came from a losing streak and I need to regain my confidence dun sa market. So, yeah. So, next slide please. For the key learnings dito sa close trade na to. So, key learnings ko dito. So, best trade doesn't always mean 100% plus percent gain. So, hindi laging ganun, no? Best trade doesn't always mean na bagger trade or spectacular gain, no? 1,000%, na 500%, 200. Best trade for me is if you plan your trade and you trade your plan, right? So, naplano mo siya, and when the opportunity comes, then you were able to trade your plan. So for me, that's the definition of best trade. It doesn't always have to be a bagger trade or talagang sobrang solid na gain na 100 plus 100 plus. But for me, this is a best trade. This is one of the best trades because I was able to regain yung confidence ko para kumbaga getting into rhythm again. So yun. So next is small and decent profits compounded over time will help you gain the confidence and trust in the system. Kasi nga, if you have the system and you know that it's working, but this time, pwedeng hindi siya nag-work because of the market condition or maybe, just maybe, your timing, your entry or timing is off. So, pwedeng talagang mag-loss ka. But yung practice natin when you are experiencing losing streak is to trade smaller and to have a decent gain, small gain until you reach the point na na-regain na yung confidence mo. Kasi ang hirap mag-trade pag wala kang confidence. Mahirap mag-trade ng market ng tuloy-tuloy or actively mag-trade pag yung confidence mo sa system na wala na. So yun. So how I consider this as best trade kasi I scanned my trades past 3 months. So ito yung sa mga nakita kong trade ko sa US market. So yun. So by the way, sa US market, hindi ko tinatapos yung buong session. First half lang yung session na since may full-time job ako. Morning shift kami. Then ayun, around 12 midnight or 1 a.m. in the morning, natutulog na ako nun. Hindi ko tinatapos. Tinatapos ko lang yung 4-hour na candle. So, pag may setup na doon, natapos siya ng green candle na may setup, binibili ko siya. And tuwing Friday, bihira na rin ako mag-trade. So, as much as possible, iniwasan ko mag-enter ng new position pag Friday. Pero pag may maganda talaga, yeah, I will take that trade. Pag maganda talaga siya, pasok siya sa criteria ko. Okay. Yeah, so that's my key learnings next. And best trade number 2 So ito FTM, parehas kami ni Bro Ed. Pero maganda yung sell niya. Mas maganda yung selling niya. So ayan. So training ko to sa futures, perpetual futures. And if you are familiar with contracts, now we have limited contracts or yung may specific expiry date. Meron din tayong tinatawag na perp or perpetual futures. So ito yung walang mga expiry date. Then you have to pay yung funding rate whether you are long or short. So yun yan. So I mainly trade sa FTX exchange. So yan. So led by SBF. Yan. Si FTM siya yung native token ni Phantom ecosystem. So just to share you some fundamentals like what I said a while ago, I also want to know the story or the fundamentals behind the coins or names na tinitrade ko. So category niya is smart contract platform like Ethereum, Avalanche, Solana, and layer 1 blockchain siya. So yung mga layer 2 it's Arbitrum, Plasma, and yung Arbitrum suite si Polygon. So yeah, so market cap niya is $6 billion. So pasok siya sa trading universe ko which is greater than at least 100M. So pasok din siya sa trading universe ko. And key people behind this project are hindi ko na include lahat, marami yun, pero yung top people si Michael Kong, CEO and CIO or yeah, Chief Investment Officer, and si Andre Cronje, if I pronounce it correctly, DeFi architect. If you are into crypto, sigurado laging narinig yung pangalan ni Andy. Siya yung technology advisor ng several crypto projects like Curve Finance, which is yung automated market maker for stablecoins. And siya rin yung founder ng Yearn Finance, YFI, and Keeper Network, yung KEP3, yung ticker niya. Or yeah, parang ganun. So siya yung one of the DeFi OGs na developer sa crypto. So si Andre. So solid yung team behind it sa Phantom Network. Then yung consensus algorithm niya, actually to be specific, ang ginagamit doon is yung Lachesis ABF or the asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance. And if you are familiar din sa fundamentals ng Bitcoin, they're using proof of work incorporated with the BFT or Byzantine fault tolerance, wherein ito yung even though or despite na may malicious network na mag-relay ng incorrect data, the network will work pa rin. Parang ganun yung concept niya. But sa Bitcoin, kailangan mag-agree lahat ng nodes at the same time. Parang ganun. But for consensus algorithm of Phantom Network, asynchronous siya. So they have their own blockchain wherein hindi mako-compromise yung network pag may naging faulty dun sa isa. Parang gano'n. And leaderless proof of stake siya. So Bitcoin proof of work and ETH 2.0 migrating into proof of stake. But this time, leaderless siya. It means there's no special role for any nodes. So if you're familiar with Binance Smart Chain, they are using proof of stake authority wherein top 21 validators controls the majority of the network. So kaya ayun yung medyo issue sa nila na less decentralized compared to other network like Ethereum network. So yeah, Lachesis ABF. So may independent explanation but that's the gist or yung high level na ano niya na explanation. And volume niya, itong pag tinignan yung perf volume or per futures volume nito, at least $200M daily. So pag nagtitrade ako ng futures, I want to see at least 20M daily or at least malapit doon. So we know that the volume is very important, right? So may mahalaga siya lalo na sa liquidity. Then uptrend din siya, AOTS. So ayun lagi tinitrade ko, puro uptrend siya. Then bihira ka mag bottom pit. Birang. Then crypto leader siya. It means after some crashes, May, September, siya yung nag-hover lang above faster EMAs like EMA 10, EMA 8, EMA 21. So siya yun. So one of the crypto leaders. So may term nga dyan about TLM or true market true TML, true market leader. So parang ganun yung characteristic nito ni FTM. So no doubt kaya na-trade din siya nila Bro Matt, nila Bro Ed. Kasi leader talaga 'to di ba? And in Open Journal, we prioritize talaga leaders, di ba? And we avoid laggards because laggards are laggards for a reason. Ah, kasi laggard. So, and sabi nga ni Paul Tudor Jones that I always believe that prices moves first, fundamentals come second. Right? So, yun. Ito, yung base niya is actually almost 1 month. So, 27 days. So, wala namang holiday sa crypto. Tuloy-tuloy ang 24/7. Then, ang parang prevailing niya na pattern is cap with handle. So, hindi naman siya perfect, no? Pero, at least, ayun yung nakita ko sa kanya. And yung handle niya, tight DCS. And pag ayun yung pattern recognition ko for this one. And ang gusto kong maka-enter dito, bago pa mag E2, yung longer term trend line niya. Gusto ko makuha ko yung E2 dun sa dun sa tight DCS. So, next slide please. Yan. So, dito, yan. So, actually, pero hindi ko siya nagawa. Hindi ko nagawa yung sinasabi kong sa tawag dito, sa tight DCS, doon ako mag-enter ng E2. Why? So, inaaral ko yung ano niya, inaaral ko yung price action niya. And I also considered that time yung risk to reward ratio. So, pag chinek mo yan, yung E2, may E2 isa, tapos E2 pa ulit, ang liit ng reward niya. What if nauntog yung price doon, then hindi na siya magtuloy ang mag-E2. So, ako, I sacrifice that, no, yung trade-off for me to really confirm na mag-breakout siya dun sa longer term trend line niya. So, after this E2 tight DCS, nag-enter ako nung next na follow through, which is also the E2 of the longer term trend line. So, yun. So, kung pakipansin niyo, yung volume niya, bigger than prior day volume. So, yun. So, buying ko E2 entry. So, E2 ulit, since ito talaga yung i-setup ko on good volume. Good volume means either above average or above siya ng prior day volume. Then ito, actually ginagamit ko EMA 8, not really EMA 10. Pero it's the same concept, is faster moving averages or exponential moving average, trail stop. So dito, ang thinking ko dito or ang objective ko dito, I want to ride the impulse lang. Kasi futures to eh, need to spot. Then, I want to exit pag nakakita ko ng weakness or at least na may EMA snap or mag-break below siya. So dito, ang mean time frame ko dito is 4 hour. So dito, sinell ko siya. So actually, di ko na-sell dito kagad. Pero ito, sinell ko na siya nung natapos na itong, kasi ganun yung strategy ko. Laki kong confirm yung candle. Kasi minsan hilaw yung candle right? Hilaw yung, pag kunyari E2. Pero at the end of the time frame, naging, hindi siya E2 Parang E1.5. Parang ano na lang, na hindi siya tuloy na bullish candle. So dito, tinapos ko talaga yung candle for me to exit. Yan. And we all know yung sa pinakita na DCS ni Bro Ed earlier. Tumuloy pa yan. Tumuloy pa yung FTM na yan. So, that's my trade for FTM. Yung PNL ko dyan, 49% lang actually. But yeah, may leverage ako dito. Yan. So, ganun. So, yeah, we don't encourage din naman yung leverage. And sobrang kaunti lang yung percentage ng account ko for futures. Mga less than 10% or 10% lang ng total port. Yan. So, yeah, that's my buying and selling criteria for FTM. Very straightforward. Yan. Next slide, please. Yan. So, ano yung key learnings ko for this trade? No? Number one, ATH name or all-time high names coming from proper base breakout are best candidates for trend following. Why? What's the logic behind? So, pag nanggaling ka sa bottom, marami kang resistance. Kumbaga, marami kang kalaban na sellers. But if you are in a all-time high, it means blue skies, path of least resistance, and wala nang sellers. Lahat buyers pat dun yung time na yun, until mag-correct siya. So, for me, that's one of the reasons kung bakit siya best candidates for trend follow. And ako, personally, pag yung hawak ko, naka all-time high na, ang first thinking ko, ito trend follow ko na to. Most especially pag bull market. Yan. So, pag medyo bear market, so that's why we also need to have a gauge din dun sa overall market or general markets. For US, ito yung mga general indices like Dow Jones, SPY, IWM, and yeah, yun yung mga general markets. And second, key learnings always have an objective for every trade. So kasi dito, it removes the sayang moment mo. Parang sa trade sayang dapat sinakyan ko na, umangat pa ng 100%. So, but if you have an objective sa simula pa lang, mare-remove yun eh. And you can just buy back and aralin mo ulit yung chart. So ako, uh, as much as possible, I want to have an objective for every trade. Itong trade na ba to, itong position na ba to for trend follow ba siya or just for an impulse move going higher? Gusto mo lang sakyan yung move niya paangat. And lastly, key learning, find a reason to hold first before finding a reason to sell, especially when you're trading market leaders. So yun. So if you're trading market leaders, ayun nga, it's not the selling that makes big return. It's the sitting tight by just Livermore. So ayun yung paraphrase. So uh, ayun yung concept behind dito. So before ka mag-sell ng market leader, and you should know kung market leader siya no by EMA alignments and price action wise and basis niya, yung pattern recognition niya. First, ang kailangan nating makita, is there a reason for me to hold this name pa? Or I can sell it? Or at least stream mo lang. Yun. So, for leaders talaga, it's your holding. It's our sitting talaga. So, kasi in hindsight, di ba, hindi pa niya binubutas yung EMA 20. Nandun pa siya. So, it means it's strong trend. So, we know price above EMA 20, strong trend. Price above EMA 50, healthy trend. Right? So, if above EMA 200 lang, just an uptrend lang. And above EMA 10, parabolic na siya. Or fast moving names na siya. Yeah, so that's my second best trade. And next. Yan. I hope it's clear yung mga na-share ko. Yan. Next, ito worst trade ko, Dogecoin. Yeah. So, trade ko to sa eToro na account ko. Category meme coin. So, ayan. Before Shiba, siya naman yung top 1 na meme coin in terms of market cap. So, 30 billion dollars market around 30 billion. So, pasok siya sa trading universe ko. And yung volume nito, main reason for me to put this on my watch list is yung volume talaga. Kasi yung average, at least for the spot Binance, and we know largest volume traded si Binance among other exchanges. 5M siya, more than 5M siya, at least 5M. Average niya sa 10 days, 30 days, and 60 days. So may volume talaga to. Kumbaga tradable siya. Kumbaga actionable name siya, yung Dogecoin. And yung narrative nito, yung story niya, nung time na trinig ko to, is kakatapos lang no Coinbase Pro listing. So nilist siya doon. And si Mark Cuban, sabi niya, Mark Cuban sa Dallas. The community for Doge is the strongest when it comes to using it as a medium of exchange. And meron pang mga rumors na gagamitin siya for e-commerce. Kasi nga, at least less cost siya sa transaction compared sa Bitcoin. And so, Dogecoin. And medyo favorite siya ni Elon Musk. So, pero ako, I mentally prepared na hindi lang sa hype mag-depend dun sa kung iti-trade ko to, setup pa rin. So, uptrend din siya. I will show the chart in the next slide. And AOTS, and meron siyang volume dry up. We want to see volume dry up, especially when it's consolidating. And it's consolidating near resistance. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, so ito yung pattern niya. Ito yung consolidation ni Dogecoin. Pattern recognition, cap with handle, but not so perfect. And volatility contraction pattern by Mark Minervini. So, and ito, meron siyang build up. So, I call this build up. Actually, kay Rainer Teo ko siya nakuha. Yung consolidation ni resistance. So, meron siyang build up. Kumbaga, sa Discord, may sila Chrysler, no? May chat na parang super E2. Parang from E1 to E2, isang candle lang. Wala nang ano. So, ito, gusto ko yung ganitong pattern kasi nagko-consolidate muna siya before niya i-break through yung resistance. So, gusto ko yun. It means kasi meron siyang buwelo. And meron kang logical point to set your stop loss. So, kaya ko siya gusto yung magandang pattern. And hindi ko pala napakita yung volume, pero meron siyang volume dry up dito. Yan, yung during consolidation. And nag-enter ako, descending triangle, pero hindi siya sobrang clear. And ayun yung sa mga challenges sa descending triangle kasi kala mo breakout na, pero part pa lang pala siya ng wave B or D or C. So yun, isa sa mga challenges when trading descending triangle. And consolidation near resistance or the build up before breakout. Yeah. Next slide, please. For the setup. Yeah. So ito, E2 entry. Yeah. So yan, yung arrow ko dyan. So na-break niya naman actually. And natapos yung candle na to ng bullish yung candle niya. And may volume din siya actually. But this time, what happened was yung kay Bitcoin. So we know the king, when the king, di ba, falls, the alts falls harder. So parang ganun yung nangyari. And dito, binigay ko siya E2 entry. So may A setup, then bullish candle. Then, yeah, before yung sa selling. After nyan, what I said earlier, yung a powerful breakout will have a follow-through candle. Pag strong yung breakout niya. Ito wala eh. Wala siyang follow-through candle. Pwede siyang mag-conso. Pero after that, indecisive candle or doji or ano siya, neutral candle, nag-flash ano siya, flash crash na siya, yung parang nangyari last time. And dito, hindi ko siya kagad binenta. Why? I tried to rationalize yung selling kasi we know sa crypto, pag nag-flash crash, may bounce eh, may malakas na bounce eh. Sabi ko, i-bent, pagka-bounce na ito, baka mag-move higher pa to. So, yun. So, hindi ko siya binenta. And I call this week as a week of hope. Parang may word of hope kasi. I call this a week of hope. Kasi nga, you are hoping na mag-bounce pa siya and may follow-through candle yung bounce. Then, you can exit a little higher pa. Or, i-hold mo pa siya talaga. Kumbaga, nagpaipit ka na. Pero, hindi siya nag-bounce eh. Hindi siya nag-bounce. Then, I held pa for at least 10 days. Then, I realized na I'm not operating in the system that I want to operate. Na hindi na siya, hindi na siya strategy. Kumbaga, more on emotional strategy niya siya. So, yun. Yeah, so from my entry point, negative 23% siya. And actually, hindi siya big loss for me. Within 1 VAR pa siya or a little over 1 VAR siya. 1.3 or 1.2%. But I considered this as a bad trade or worst trade since I didn't follow my plan. Or at least yung nag-bounce na to, exit ka na. Kasi the reason why you bought it is not there anymore. Hindi na siya breakout eh. Diba? Hindi na siya breakout. Reversal na siya. So, hindi ko pa siya na-exit. Then, sinell ko siya, dun, nag-resist na siya sa EMA 50 resistance. Yeah, so, sinell ko siya, negative 23%, 1.1 VAR, if I'm not mistaken, yung loss ko dito. Not really a big loss, but a bad trade since I didn't follow my plan and nag-hope ako. So, meron pa akong week of hope. Yeah, so, next slide, please. For the key learnings dito sa Dogecoin. And so again, hope's not a strategy in trading. So yeah, hope is a good thing in real life, but in strategy does not apply. Hope's not strategy in trading, and di talaga siya effective for me, at least in my opinion. And do not try to rationalize holding on to losers, especially if the PNL or profit or loss exceeds your desired VAR. And yung desired VAR ko dito is 1% and nag-exceed na siya doon. Yeah. And lastly, like yung mga tinuturo sa atin, being wrong is okay. Diba? Good trader, legendary traders, and seasoned traders, they are wrong most of the time. And batting average is 30 to 40%, malaki ng 50%. And what I'm saying is, staying wrong is not. So being wrong is okay, staying wrong is not. Kasi if nag-held pa ako for 1 month, yung trading psyche mo or yung mental state mo, hindi na siya mag-operate na systematic eh. So, pwedeng mag-dwell ka na dun sa loss mo. But what we need to learn is to accept kung loss talaga siya. Because there's always the next opportunity coming ahead of us. So, yun. So, that's key learnings for this first trade. Yeah. So, for last slide na to, sabi ni David Ryan, one of his interviews sa Investors Business Daily, since I always watch that sa YT channel nila, we are all geniuses when using hindsight. Right? So, like sa trade ko sa FTM, sell ko, pero nag-run pa siya like almost 100% pa. But that's hindsight. The thing na I lack dun sa trade na yon is to be able to buy back nung nagkonso siya. So, but in hindsight, you can say na dapat may hinold mo pa siya kasi I'm at 21 eh. But that's not my objective. My objective is to ride the impulse. And when the trail stop, yung key moving average na tinitingnan ko uh, will break, yung price will break below, then exit na ako. So yun. So, sabi nga ni Bro Matt kanina, hindsight bias yung, pag you dwell in the hindsight bias, I think that will not add to your improvement as a trader. Hindi siya mag-add as you progress as a trader. Pag lagi tayo nakadwell dun sa hindsight bias or, you are genius because of hindsight. So, kung trinade ko lang sana tong coin na to, billionaire na ako. So, that's a line from David Ryan, 3-time US investing champion. And itong mga trader na to, seasoned trader, they've been in the market for decades na. So, mas matagal siya kay Mark Minervino actually. And protege siya ni William O'Neill, who wrote the book How to Make Money in Stocks. So, I hope na isa puso natin tong line na to na we should plan our trade and trade our plan and do not dwell on the hindsight bias because it would not add to our progress as a trader. So, yeah. So, yun lang. But of course, I don't get me wrong. It's important to have a backtesting strategy then. So, yeah, that's all for my trading walkthrough. Thank you, OJ family. Thank you for the opportunity, bro, man. And all praises to God. And gusto ko lang share itong verse na to, Luke 16:10, in the Bible. It says there that whoever is faithful in a little will be faithful or entrusted to much things, but those who are dishonest with little things will be dishonest then with bigger things. So for me as a trader, I can apply this. If you're trading ako, nagsimula sa small trading account, if you're faithful with your trading account, then you are practicing risk management, trading system, and trading psychology, then you will be entrusted in due time to a bigger account, right? So, ayun, for me, this concept, it's biblical and practical. This concept applies to every sphere of our lives, right? So, hindi lang sa trading. If you are faithful sa small things, then you will be faithful then sa bigger things pa. So, for me, keep hustling, keep pushing, and keep really being the best version of yourself. Be better every day. So, yun lang. Thank you. I hope I was able to add value sa atin. Thank you.